All right, everybody. Thank you very much for jumping on this morning. I couldn't be more thrilled to share some information with you, and I've got an amazing guest speaker. So I'm going to just jump right through this. I always remind everybody about the fact that this month is the International Month of Happiness, and I'm a big believer in happy acts and doing something really great for other people. Today, also, we talk about gratitudes and affirmations and why that's important in our daily life and in our daily business, and bringing that into your life works. I was talking to somebody yesterday, and I was saying how I read The Happiness Advantage probably 5 years ago, and I never really, I loved what I read, but I did not put it into action until about a year ago, and I've seen a complete difference in just my own self personally, not to do with anything business or anything, just to start my day. Because last year when I closed my business, I was just, I wanted to close my business, but I was devastated on a lot of different levels, and this really helped me through it. So the why and the list and the party and repeat with the team is the SMART goals for me this month, and this week and this day. So whatever yours are, if they are the same, this is awesome. If we're trying to get everybody on the same metrodome, like David Bird talked about, and get everybody doing the same thing. And one of the things that I'm working on is real results parties. So how many real results events have you and your team had so far this month? And what do you have scheduled for the remainder of the month? Because there's a clear statistical information that if you are having events personally and your team is having events, that you are definitely moving the needle in your business by taking people from not knowing to knowing. And so for those of you who want to report your numbers to me, you may have already gotten a call from me. I am asking you to look at where you were the first part of the month and what you've got scheduled for the remainder of the month to really move your needle and make something happen. I'm letting you know that up north in Vallejo, Gilbert and Randy will be doing a market party that they are starting there, which is so exciting. And they are incredibly servant leaders and have been wonderful to share the information with us. So if you know anybody up there, or friends or anybody that you can think of, please send them their way, and they will take very good care of them. This weekend, I'm excited because I am going to be going down to Redondo Beach and seeing Jeff Olson and being part of the International Day of Happiness down there, and Live Happy. And I'm so excited about it. For all of you in Southern California that want to go to this event at the Redondo Beach Pier, bring your book of Slide Edge or bring your Live Happy book, and Jeff Olson will sign it for you. So that's cool. And then on Sunday, there's a wellness fair to also celebrate the Live Happy. And what's cool about this is that Live Happy is part of it, but while also the Viziris will have a booth there for health and wellness. And as we talked about yesterday, we're going into that space. So it's a good thing to be part of that and to kind of see what that's all about. And you might be able to do that in your neighborhood. This was the happy act for today. Donate to your favorite charity. If you can't donate money, donate time. And if you can't donate money or time, say a good prayer for the charity that you love. I think it's important to always give back and think in terms of giving to those who need something more than what you have. Get real. I know I have a lot of announcements today, but I want to make sure, when I went to the Epic Bash, I was with 6 of our teammates here on our Zoom every morning. And what I realized while I was there, and I know they did too, because we talked about it, is we wanted an army of people with us, and it came up very fast, and a lot of people had commitments and things like that. But really, we want to plan to have everybody on our team part of this event. And at the event, Epic will be having another event. So you can also plan now for being there on Thursday, 8:30 to 11, and then Sunday, 9 to 1. These are breakout events for Epic. So a lot of exciting things happening in July. And what's going to be great is whatever announcements they make, we're going to be able to kind of work on that while we're there with our team and know exactly what to do to break out our business. So I am so excited because I met Suzan Harris a couple years ago. She ran the meeting in Thousand Oaks, the market party there, for month after week after week. Let me mute everybody. Hold on. Then Susan, you'll have to unmute yourself. And here's what I want you to know about Susan. First of all, you know, to run a market party is not an easy deal. And she ran one of the most successful ones that we've ever gone to. She coordinated all the speakers. She got to know everybody. And she works kind of in our sideline in our Epic team. And she has built a team all over the world very, very successfully. And she's a wonderful mentor and a very, very generous leader. She's always, you know, willing to share information and really help everybody succeed. And when she said, you know, gosh, I'd love to check out your Zoom. I've heard about your Zoom. Can I get on? I was like, oh my gosh, so honored that you would even want to get on the Zoom. And gosh, would you ever want to train and kind of share with us, you know, your success? And she was generous enough to do that. And so today, Susan is going to be letting us know a little bit about networking through your list, which I think is an amazing topic, especially for today, because we're all putting together real results parties and things like that. So Susan, thank you so much for joining us today. Turning it over to you.
Thank you so much, Annie. And thank you so much for allowing me to be on this call and your leadership and just always being willing to help me out with three-way calls or whatever it is. Especially with everything that the Christiansons have gone through over the last year, you've just been such a great mentor in stepping up and stepping into that role for me. So thank you so much. I appreciate you. Well, I'll tell my quick story and then I'll talk about my favorite thing, which is networking through my network. So my background's in the corporate world. For those of you that don't know me, almost 30 years in the technology industry. I have 3 kids. I'm married, and I was introduced to Nerium through the product on Facebook. So Scott and Casey had started their business. I mean, they were positioned, but they actually started really doing it. And they put a post on Facebook, wish us well. We've decided to partner with Nerium. I saw the post. I didn't know what a Nerium was, but I saw a before and after picture. And I said, how the heck do I get that? And that was just how it happened. Scott sent me to his website. I ordered it. He said, take a before picture. I said, great. He said, you have a 30-day money back guarantee. I said, don't bother me for 30 days. And we went on our way. I ended up about 3 weeks into it. By the way, I did set an alarm to return the product. So about 3 weeks into it, I was at work and 2 people in the same day came up to me and asked what I was doing. Something was different about me. I looked good. I had no clue what they were talking about because I didn't see a difference. And I went home, took an after picture. Clue, get those after pictures in the first 30 days from your customers. And when I saw those 2 pictures next to each other, I said, oh my God, the wheels in my head just started spinning. And I thought, okay, you know, there's 2 things that I really love. I love looking good and making money. And if I could do those 2 things in one place, I'm in. So I've never done anything in direct sales, network marketing before. Again, just always in traditional business. But when I heard about what was happening with the company and where they were going, I looked at this as a startup. I looked at this as a way to get into something before it became big. And especially when I heard about the international expansion, I thought, you know, this is crazy, you know. Now, mind you, I was a busy executive working 60 hours a week. So there's a clue. Get those samples out. Get your product into people's hands. You never know who might be looking for something, and you never want to prejudge someone from that respect. So, you know, since we are definitely, all of us have so much momentum going on right now, and we're all in the activity mode. And I'm glad. I love it. I can feel it. It's so wonderful. I like to talk about, you know, not only just creating your list, but how to approach and network through your list, at least from a perspective of what's been successful for me. Everyone has their way, but when I have a new brand partner get started, and I sit with them and I have them write their list of 100 people. And the reason I can't sit with everyone, but I try and do this with my personal recruits, and I definitely try and teach this through the team, is I want to sit there and have them go A through Z from their phone and just write everyone down. And yeah, maybe they may have 1,000 people in their phone, but let's get to 100 for sure. And then we'll look at the top 10, and I always want to help them with that top 10. What should you say? What do they do? Focus on top 10 being who's the most influential on your list of 100. Which 10 people on your list know the most amount of people? They have a huge circle of influence. Everybody loves them. Those are the people we want to go to first. And the reason I do that is because in my mind, and what I'm trying to instill in the new person, is the philosophy of recruiting, the philosophy of networking. We're in network marketing. We're not in network sales, right? And we're not here to sell the product. Yeah, we sell the product, right? Of course we do. That's how we build our business. But we do that through sharing the product, just by letting people know about it. And that sounds simple, but it is the truth. But the philosophy has to be, I have these people on my list. Who do they know that I don't know today? And so I love networking through people. And if again, I'm a red, right? So red, and if you weren't at the Dallas event, and you've heard this before, there's the red, the yellow, the green, the blue, the 4 different personality types. Reds don't like to be told what to do. Okay. So if someone approached, and even with Scott, if he would have approached me directly and said, hey, we started this business. I think you'd be great. I would have put up a wall so fast his head would have spun. Okay. So the indirect, who do you know, especially for reds, and it may be the same for other people, that is really a way for them to put their defenses down, take a look at it, and really be thinking, well, who do I know? And in the meantime, they may get interested. So I'll give you some examples of that. But again, mindset's everything. How we approach everyone is so critical, because you don't want to burn your bridges with people. And you guys are all veterans on this line, and I understand that. But this may help, especially as you're bringing new people on, in how to talk to them and how to really help them understand that we're not trying to get these people on your list. Sometimes people only make a list of 25, 30 people because they're really prejudging and writing down just who they think would be interested. We don't care who's interested. Truthfully, it's not my place to judge who's going to be interested and who's not. And because of that, no one's off the list. Everyone gets on the list. So again, from a game planning perspective, that's really where we try and go. From a list perspective, if you have a brand partner write 100 people on their list, I look at that list and go, okay, those 100 people may not be interested. And if you approach them directly, maybe a couple might be interested. But if you network through that 100 people, you're going to get to another 100, maybe 200 people. So now you've just expanded not only that person's list, but you've expanded the warm market list, right? Because if I'm talking to someone with someone that knows them, now that person's warm market. So from that perspective, I've had a lot of success recently, and I would say, I love recruiting. I love talking about the business. I love sharing it with people. And I'd say like the last 5 people that I've brought on to the team have been people that I had no intention of signing up. I really didn't. I just thought, oh my God, look at him. He travels to Mexico and Brazil. I've got to get with him so he knows what I'm doing and find out who he knows. And people really, if you're meeting with them, having lunch, catching up, talking to them, texting them, hey, I need to talk to you, who you know, kind of a thing, they'll get that you're not trying to get them, and they'll just be more open about it. And I look at that as, if you can get a percentage of people, great. So I'm going to give you, hang on, Annie, if you could just wait 1 second for that. Thank you. So from I want to give you guys some like real live examples of what I do. But before I have Annie pull those up, couple things. Obviously, there's your friends that you have in your phone. You've got your Facebook connections. You have, for those of you that have been in the professional world, LinkedIn connections. I mean, I think 700 connections just on LinkedIn alone. I have no clue who all the people are. I know a lot of the people from business, but I don't know who all of them are. And I'm going to give you guys just some examples and then some real life sort of what happened stories on after I approached them, this way, just with the intention of networking through them, what happened. So go ahead, Annie, you can go ahead and pull up that one. This is, and again, everyone does it different, but this is someone who is on my Facebook page. I don't know her directly, but we have two friends in common. And before this part here where I said, "Hi, Stacy, are you open to trying out?" I can't see the whole thing, so hang on a second. Let me move there we go. Trying out our products for anti-aging. My company just came out with some amazing under the eye products, and I have some samples to let people try. Let me know if you'd be interested. I love getting makeup artist opinions. So she's a makeup artist. I don't really know her, but I had connected with her before this. I do a lot of connecting with people on Facebook, and I may even a month or two before I directly approach them about sampling or trying or looking at something, I'll build the relationship first. So you've got to be patient with that. Sometimes you're like, okay, well, I haven't talked to them in 30 years. Who cares? I've got one of those I'll show you as well. I just did yesterday. So, she's a makeup artist. Sure. As long as it won't make my face puff up, I'll try it on me first and then clients. Great. No, it won't. Hang on. I'm sending you whatever I said there. Oh, my picture. I ended up sending her my before and after picture. I think the next one might have that. Yeah, there we go. So then I sent her this is my IV patch results after 20 minutes. This is from the eye patch. This is me. She says, works in 20 minutes. What? Yeah, I'm like, yep, once a week. What part of town are you in? Long story short, I'm meeting her. She lives in Mid-Wilshire. I'm meeting her on Friday, and I'm going to give her a sample of the eye serum and the IV patch. So I love that. Simple. I didn't really know her. I had connected with her about a month ago, just in hey, I noticed we have two mutual friends on Facebook. Have we ever met? Right? Just build a relationship first, and then wait. Maybe a month later, maybe 2 months later, and if you have enough people in the funnel, that's not a painful process. It's like you're just trying to keep up with it all too. So next one, Annie, would be great. Perfect. This is one that I did with, so Eddie is a high school friend of mine. And to give you a clue, I graduated in 1981. So it's been a while since I've seen him. And I haven't seen him since 1981. Hey, Eddie, how are you? I've enjoyed watching you on Facebook and all your accomplishments and your students' accomplishments. So cool. He's a wrestling coach. And he was in Illinois, from Chicago. In Illinois, he came in number 2 in the state or number 1 in the state for wrestling. So had a great, teen experience, and now he's helping others. Hey, I'm good, Sue. Great hearing from you. Hope everything's good. By the way, looking better than ever. I'm like, thanks. Great genes. I'm not going to go, oh, it's the Nerium, right? I mean, I'm sure if someone's friends with me on Facebook, they know something, they've heard of Nerium. I'm not crazy about it. I try not to be, but they know. And so I'm just asking a favor. Hey, would you mind if I picked your brain? This is, again, you can do it. Everyone does it their way, but this is just what's been successful for me. We have several professional athletes, former athletes using it. If I sent you some if I sent you some information, would you look at it and tell me who you think of? Not tell me if you'd be interested, right? Of course he's going to be interested or not, but I'm taking the pressure off him. So he's not having any hesitation in looking at the information. You might know someone looking for something like this. I'm expanding in Chicago and thought of you. Absolutely. My email is. Thank you so much. I did get a message back from him this morning, and he said, I'm intrigued. Let's talk. Next. Okay, great. Tracy lives in my town, and she's definitely knows what I do. And I think maybe 3 years ago, maybe something like that, I had to sit down with her, and she was a no. Okay. So this is a great too. I never erase, by the way, I never erase anyone off of my list. I used to say until recently, I never erase anyone off my list until they become a brand partner. And then I circle their name and I put BP next to them and I just kind of cross them out. But I've decided that I shouldn't do that anymore because, as we all know, BPs sign up and fall off. So I still want to keep them on my list because as we have new products and new countries opening, there's still people that that we can network through. So Tracy, how you going? Just going through all my Facebook friends, ran across your name. Hope you guys are doing great. Can you do me a favor? I'm looking for people that would be willing to let me borrow their face for a week. I have some samples of products. Hopefully you guys can read this. I need to update my before and after portfolio with some new faces. Would you be willing to be my guinea pig for a week? And she's like, doing great. What would you need me to do? I look awful without makeup, LOL, but let me know. And it's very simple. I just want you to try my product. Take a before and after picture, use the product for a week, then take an after picture. Let's meet up next week. This was last week. I dropped off the sample yesterday. Okay, great. Sounds good. She's excited. When I saw her, she said, I was looking for something under the eyes. How the heck would I have known that, right? Okay, next. Okay, who's this? Hi, Lisa. Oh, this is such a great one. This is a great one. So I've been going through my Facebook friends as well, especially if they're local. But it doesn't have to be local, especially if you think, they could, really, they may know a lot of people. This is someone that I know through business, but not very, very well. We know of each other through my corporate career. And hey, Lisa, I just realized I've never asked you if you'd like to try a sample of my product I represent with my company. I'm so sorry. I can always swing by your office and let you try it. Let me know. Hi, Susan. What kind of products again? Sorry, been working like crazy lately. Anti-aging. Yes, maybe. I may be able to get my sisters in too. Do you have weekend events? Into. What's she talking about? I never asked her if she wanted to get into something. I just asked her if she wanted to try a sample of my products. Well, what happened with this one is that I ended up bringing her a sample. And when I was talking to her during the sit down, I found out that she was actually looking for a home-based business. How the heck would I ever have known that? I wouldn't have. I can't worry about who would be interested and who wouldn't. All I can worry about is make sure that I'm networking through my network, that I'm getting my samples out to people, and that I'm offering it to people and letting them make the decision. So that's the last sample I have. But I want to give you a couple other real life samples. By the way, Lisa, that last one right there, signed up as a brand partner. And Lisa and Annie, she's the one you did the 3-way call with me, a couple weeks ago when I was heading back, in and out of Las Vegas. She's the one you did the 3-way call with me. So thank you so much. Awesome. So the last thing I'll give you 2 more examples. From a LinkedIn, for those of you that are on LinkedIn, if someone connects with you on LinkedIn that you don't know, obviously in that format. Facebook, I'm a little bit more hesitant, because you can get some real weirdos out there, and God knows Timbuktu, like they're just looking for people. So I'm very hesitant with who I accept. But on LinkedIn, it's all professionals. So if someone asks to connect with me, I'll then message them and say, hey, thanks for asking for the connection. What do you do? I'll just start a conversation, start a relationship. But I also then look at my friends or people that coworkers I used to know or associates. I had a friend that I used to work with. I say friend, associate, that I noticed on his LinkedIn profile that he was traveling to Mexico and Brazil. And I hadn't seen him in 6 years. And so I was just reaching out, hey, let's grab coffee. He's in the area. Let's catch up. I'd love to hear what's happening with you. It took us a while to actually meet. But when we did, we spent an hour together, and 50 minutes of that hour we spent catching up. And I got to just listen to all the things that was happening with him, all the things he wasn't happy about with his job and traveling and being away from his family and all that. And the last 5-10 minutes, he said, hey, well, what are you up to? And I just said, got to share a little bit about what I was doing and why I was doing it, and left him with a magazine. Next day, got him on a 3-way call. And of course, in the magazine, I showed him a picture of Dale and Vanessa. And I said, I'd love for you to hear their story. I mean, Dale's a real family man like you. And I just think you'd really be impressed by what he's been able to accomplish with this company and these products. And here's the thing, Oscar, this may or may not be for you, but I promise you're going to think of some people that are on their hands and knees looking for something like this. So long story short, did the 3-way, did another. I mean, it was probably, I don't know, he signed up after maybe 8 exposures, but he did. But the funny part was when I was sitting there with him, when I mentioned Colombia, he goes, Colombia? And I said, yeah, why? He goes, well, my wife and I were both born in Colombia. I said, no, Oscar Fernandez, I didn't. Honestly, I thought you were born in Mexico. How the hell would I have known he was from Colombia? Okay. So synchronicity, guys, right? It's real, but as long as you're in that activity, it will happen. I promise the people will come to you. And then last thing with him, about a month after he started and we were just talking and doing some training, he said to me, he goes, when you said to me, this may or may not be for you, he said, I thought to myself, well, why the heck, why? What's wrong with me? I'm not good enough. He's definitely a red. So, again, just take it away from people a little bit. Don't make it about those people. Make it about this gift and just networking through those people. So I'll leave it at that. I love this. I love doing this. We right now just, keep the personal development going. I'm reading right now the 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins, who we saw in Dallas. I find myself, even after 4 years, there's someone on my list and I'm like, I'll call them later. And I have to do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and do it now. So I'll see you guys all at the top. Thank you so much.
Wow, that was amazing, Susan. I love all of those nuggets. Oh my gosh. It's such a great reminder because we all have Facebook friends and we all don't even use it to the fullest. And those examples, I wrote down so many ideas. Oh my gosh, that's so great. And a lot of us who maybe work at home or maybe don't get out as much or whatever, this is a way that you can do 2, 3, 4 exposures a day and really do it in a very, very easygoing way. I love that. That was amazing. So, okay, thank you so much. I don't know if anyone has any questions for Susan while we've got her, but she's here. So, open it up really quickly. Otherwise, forever hold your peace. Anybody?
Hi, Susan. It's Andrea.
Hi, Andrea.
I was curious, those were all text messages, or do you sometimes do Facebook Messenger?
Those were all private messenger on Facebook.
Okay, that's good. Because a lot of times I don't have their cell number to kind of start that dialogue.
Yeah, and then I'll also do the same on LinkedIn, where you can do a private message.
Great, thank you.
Yeah. Cool.
Susan, it's Karen. Good morning. I cannot believe how fabulous that was. Hey, do y'all think that should be trained at the next EPIC meeting? Would you all love your brand partners to be in front of Susan to hear all of this? That was amazing and needs to be taught from the stage.
Yes.
So thank you.
Great stuff. Yeah, I agree, Karen. And here's the thing, you guys, we all have that available to us. It's just so great, Susan, the way you presented it. It sounded so easy to do. I'm going to do it today. I'm
good.
Limited on time today. And it's so funny. I'm thinking, wow, that's a real time saver. So, just great. Anyway, all right, you guys. Well, thank you so much, Susan. Thank you guys for showing up today. This is why I love doing this every morning, because just wonderful things come out of it for all of us. Get your events on the list for this month. We're going to make magic happen at the last 2 weeks of this month in a big way. So thank you guys very much, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Amazing, Susan. Thank you.
Thank you.
Susan.
Thank you, Susan. It was excellent.